Hello, today's daily reading comes from the Apocrypha from the book of Sirach, chapter 48, and reads as follows. Also, there arose Elijah the prophet as fire, and his word burned like a torch, who brought a famine upon them, and by his zeal made them few in number. By the word of the Lord he shut up the heaven. Thrice did he so bring down fire. How you were glorified, O Elijah, in your wondrous deeds, and who will glory like to you? Who did raise up a dead man from death, and from the place of the dead by the word of the Most High? Who brought down kings to destruction, and honorable men from their bed? Who heard rebuke in Sinai, and judgments of vengeance in Horeb? Who anointed kings for retribution, and prophets to succeed after him? Who was taken up in a tempest of fire, and a chariot of fiery horses? Who was recorded for reproofs in their seasons, to pacify anger before it break out into wrath, to turn the heart of the father to the son, and to restore the tribes of Jacob? Blessed are those who saw you, and those who have been beautified with love, for we also will surely live. Elijah it was who was wrapped in a tempest, and Elisha was filled with his spirit. And in all his days he was not moved by the fear of any ruler, and no one brought him into subjection. Nothing was too high for him, and when he was laid on sleep, his body prophesied. As in his life he did wonders, so in death were his works marvelous. For all this the people repented not, and they departed not from their sins, until they were carried away as a plunder from their land, and were scattered through all the earth. And the people were left very few in number, and a ruler was left in the house of David. Some of them did that which was pleasing to God, and some multiplied sins. Hezekiah fortified the city, and brought in water into the midst of them. He dug the sheer rock with iron, and built up wells for waters. In his days Sennacherib came up, and sent Rabshakeh, and departed. And he lifted up his hand against Zion, and boasted great things in his arrogance. Then were their hearts and their hands shaken, and they were in pain, as women in travail. And they called upon the Lord, which is merciful, spreading out their hands to him, and the Holy One heard them speedily out of heaven, and delivered them by the hand of Isaiah. He struck the camp of the Assyrians, and his angel utterly destroyed them. For Hezekiah did that which was pleasing to the Lord, and was strong in the ways of David his father, which Isaiah the prophet commanded, who was great and faithful in his vision. In his days the sun went backward, and he added life to the king. He saw by an excellent spirit what should come to pass at the last, and he comforted those who mourned in Zion. He showed the things that should be to the end of time, and the hidden things are ever they came. Chapter 49. The memorial of Josiah is like the composition of incense prepared by the work of the apothecary. It will be sweet as honey in every mouth, and as music at a banquet of wine. He behaved himself uprightly in the conversion of the people, and took away the abominations of iniquity. He set his heart right toward the Lord. In the days of wicked men he made godliness to prevail. Except David and Hezekiah and Josiah, all committed trespass, for they forsook the law of the Most High. The kings of Judah failed, for they gave their power to others, and their glory to a strange nation. They set on fire the chosen city of the sanctuary, and made her streets desolate, as it is written by the hand of Jeremiah. For they mistreated him, and yet he was sanctified in the womb to be a prophet, to root out and to afflict and to destroy, and in like manner to build and to plant. It was Ezekiel who saw a vision of glory, which God showed him upon the chariot of the cherubim. For truly he remembered the enemies in storm, and to do good to those who directed their ways aright. Also of the 12 prophets, may the bones flourish again out of their place. And he comforted Jacob, and delivered them by confidence of hope. How will we magnify Zerubbabel? And he was as a signet on the right hand. So was Jesus the son of Josedek, who in their days built the house, and exalted a people holy to the Lord, prepared for everlasting glory. Also of Nehemiah the memorial is great, who raised up for us the walls that were fallen, and set up the gates and bars, and raised up our homes again. No man was created upon the earth such as was Enoch, for he was taken up from the earth. Neither was there a man born like to Joseph, a governor of his kindred, a stay of the people. Yes, his bones were visited. Shem and Seth were glorified among men, and above every living thing in the creation is Adam. Amen.